Encounter, out on Amazon Prime, directed by Michael Pearce, who has previously made a film called Beast, which I quite enjoyed. This one stars Riz Ahmed and Octavia Spencer. Riz Ahmed plays Malik, a former US Marine who has now come to believe that microorganisms have been invading the Earth, microorganisms from the outer space obviously, have been invading the Earth, and through various bugs and insects becoming parasitic influences on humans. He's obsessed with his theory and ends up going to the house of his estranged wife at night and essentially kidnaps his two young sons, telling them it's a fun road trip, and he takes them across the states, heading for a place marked on his map as a military base where supposedly scientists are working on a cure for those parasites. Now, clearly from the beginning there's something very wrong with Malik in terms of his psychological state. The movie doesn't really try to pretend that it's really an alien invasion film. It's a psychological drama about a man who has snapped, who's gone insane. Riz Ahmed is very good in the lead role, although that comes as no surprise after his phenomenal performance in The Sound of Metal. In Encounter, I also completely believed his character, and what's more, I believed that he believed in his delusions. There was never a question in my mind about his honesty, his state of mind. I think he's very good at playing paranoia and fear, but also coupled with putting on a funny face for his sons, kind of trying to shield them from whatever serious danger he believes is coming. I also have to say that while I typically dislike child actors, both of the boys in this film are also very good, and they have amazing chemistry with one another, but also with Riz Ahmed. You do really believe that they are real people and a real family, and the dialogue between them is written quite well as well, in a way which again made me accept that yes, this is how real people would talk in these situations. Having said that, I think that while the movie starts interestingly and is fairly engaging in the first half, it kind of seems to lose its grip in the second. And towards the end, I got the impression that the writers didn't really have a good idea of how to resolve the situation after building it through all the escalating events of the film. And I also think that the final thesis of the film is kind of weak. I mean, if I had to say what the message is in the end, it's probably a message of compassion and understanding towards troubled people, but also the need for the family to support one another. But it's just not drawn strongly enough for me. So at the end of the day, I'd say Encounter is an interesting premise that overstays its welcome. I wonder if perhaps it wouldn't have worked better as a short film, because as good as Riz Ahmed is, his performance alone just isn't enough for me to carry such a long film, and the movie ends up being fairly average.